So, today we speak about what causes drama in your life. What is it? What is the real deal of your drama? And we all have dramas, every one of us. My inboxes of my WhatsApp, of my emails, of all my social media messages are all full of human drama. And I am not exempt of it. I have my own drama, of course. I'm human. Yet I do view it through a different conditioned lens. And actually, it's not a conditioned lens anymore. It is integrated in my presence, in my moment-to-moment movement. And of course, I'm failing. Of course, I make things that are where I wasn't very conscious, right? Where I might be in my patterns, So just to preface this, I am not exempt from drama. But I cannot stress the fact more and more, and I'm repeating myself like a parrot in all my lives, in whatever I'm teaching my clients, because I can see the medicine unfolding when my clients get that. When they not only with the mental body grasp it as an insight, as an activation, but they're freaking getting deceived into their emotional and physical body. Emotional body and physical body. So we have various levels and levels of our being. So we have a mental body. This is, of course, our thinking, our thoughts. Then we have our emotional body. It's what we feel, where all the sensations are very tangible for us or not, depending on where you are in your journey. And then we have our physical body, right? Everything that we can see, that we can touch, our organs and everything. And once we start, it's usually also already starting in kindergarten, the focus on our mental body, we get emotional impotent. And that's the grand majority of the people, including myself. I had to untangle so much from that time. It was a huge shock. I wasn't ready as a child. I wasn't. And so many of my clients weren't either. And emotional impotency causes us a lot of friction, and especially in our business. So if you find yourself without any clients, or with attracting the wrong clients, wrong type of clients, if you see that in your client containers there is a lot of also drama unfolding, a lot of conflicts, even like you finding yourself over delivering, over giving, and you have clients that take a lot, and you try to give even more so that this stops, that there's like peace and that you are worthy of receiving the money, and you give more and more and more. This is all drama. And I can see it in so many of my colleagues. I had been there too, obviously. And I see it with my clients. And the drama starts not in our coaching containers. It doesn't start with our husbands or boyfriends or romantic partners. It starts within our own self. Because there was a valuable lesson that we did not get, that you did not get to take in life. And that is why the universe, God, or whoever you believe in, presents you with challenges in your journey. And your journey is not only a physical movement from A to B, from getting our business from, earning maybe a couple of $100 to 5 or 6 figures. It's not about this. It is about becoming aware with presence. What is going on inside of me? what is it that I'm trying with all what I can to push it down and push it down and push it down? And I'm grasping desperately all these freaking mindset tools as a crutch to keep it more down and more down and more down. A couple of years ago, I have started my neurolinguistic programming journey. And it is mostly all about mindset. You know, it's all about taking control over your circumstances. And it was a journey, and I took the practitioner, the master. I'm trained in NLP, so I'm a trainer. So I came to a certain level. And it was a good journey. It was an amazing beginning for me to awaken through the slumber that I was in, to get myself out of my patterns, of my habits, understanding that I am in full control and that there are things that are possible. And I have seen good changes within my peers in my courses. But many years later, still in contact with a few. We have been like around 100 people per cohort, and it was 100 to 50. So, in a practitioner it was like 100, I think. Then in the master it was like 15, and in the trainer we were like 15 or 20 people. So the more higher we went, the less people, obviously, because the training is way more demanding, and not everyone wants to be a master or a trainer. And nothing has changed for them in a way that they hoped they would get out of. And I remember in the masters, I think it was in the masters, we had to draw a picture. We had a white blank canvas, and he told us, draw the life that you want to have. I don't know if they said in 5 or 10 years, I don't remember, but it was quite a few years ahead of us. And I drew. And I am a person that likes drawing a lot, but I draw like a child because that's what I did. And I never really fancied to progress in my art, because even drawing like a child is for me an art form and my own expression. And I draw a house, a garden, obviously, in the background, like these spiky, beautiful mountains. I drew palm trees, an ocean. And these are the components that are always in my vision. It's a house, like a house with a lot of windows, right? Beachfront. I always see my mountains because I love mountains, but I love the ocean. And it always needs to be a palm tree, because a palm tree for me signifies that I'm in a warmer climate. So I'm now in the East Coast, and we don't have palm trees, at least not in the Northern Hemisphere. So down in Miami, obviously, you have, even in, I don't know when palm trees actually start. I think I saw the first ones in Savannah, if I'm not mistaken, maybe also in Charleston. So don't hate me for not knowing. I'll do the research on that. I'm really curious right now. But anyway, I draw that picture. And in 2021, that whole picture became a reality. Not that in a form like I had this beach house, but we had a gorgeous apartment next to the beach. In the background were the mountains of LA. We lived in a beach town south of LA. Palm trees and a lot of greenery, a lot of like space for my dogs. It was beautiful. And this is where I got to, but it didn't get me with the mindset tools. And now I draw the draw back to where I started out. I didn't get there because I engaged in mindset, and I engaged in this superficiality of changing my behavior, my circumstances, and my appearance. Because if you fiddle with your behavior with your circumstances and with your appearance, you only play with the effects, but not with the cause. And you have to touch the point of your emotional charge of the causality. So it has nothing to do with going back into any memories, but you have to touch upon the emotional charge that resulted out of that experience back in your childhood. And if you don't touch this one, if you don't integrate that, if you don't take that charge out of that emotion, it will linger in your unconscious for as long as you are here. And all the mindset tools, all these activations that we feel when we're listening to people, but then, be honest with you. And I get it because I've been there. I've been sitting in containers. You get these beautiful activations like, oh yeah, this is a mindset shift, and oh wow, I never saw it this way, or I'd never viewed it from that angle. Oh, it's so juicy. Oh my God, I am so lit up. I will take now the action. And then you go back, and then how was it with the actions? How long did you engage in the action? When did you actually give up? Was it sooner than later? At some point you did. Otherwise, there wouldn't be the drama. And all the mindset work is part of the journey, but it's neither the solution nor the one and only thing that you have to focus on and disregard everything else. And also taking drastic changes in your life. Drastic changes, quitting the job and going into entrepreneurship because you see all the coaches doing it and they're making so much money. I'll do it now. This drastic change is a manifestation of your unconscious trying to take control and numbing all the sensations, all the feelings in that experience. Control and numbness is the number one thing, and I talked about this in length yesterday. That is an issue that you have to look closer into. And mindset and strategy is bringing you only thus far. Thus far. They are both important components. Again, they are important. But if you solely focus on those two, you get there. Instead of when I spread my arms, how far is the energy that I can reach? It's infinite because there's no limit. When I spread my arm, it's like I can all embrace it. Whereas if I go like this, there's limits between my finger. And again, you can't remove something from you. Energy cannot be removed. It can be transmuted. So, and the drama with the mindset, to bring it back to the title, is around this urge to feel better. This addiction to feel better. As I said, the addiction to feel better. That's why when you look around, we see so much drama unfolding. Like people being addicted, sabotaging themselves, staying small, fighting with each other, changing relationships. It's like we can change the environment. We can change, our circumstances. We can change friendships. Like we can break up with friends. We can gain new ones. But you will feel at some point that you will get triggered also by those people that you think that are better than the other ones. My friends trigger me. Yes, they do. quite often. Sometimes just subtly, sometimes huge, big times. But that doesn't mean I'm breaking off with them. I mean, there are certainly reasons to end a friendship or to put boundaries and say like, okay, you know what, I will cool this down because it just, it's just, I'm not ready for this, or this person is not ready for me. Of course, this is what can happen, and it's totally okay. I'm not saying not doing this. But yeah, just last week, a friend of mine triggered me so badly. I had such a somatic, how do you say, effects. Like there was so much coming out of me. And I took the trigger. I was like, this is mine. I clarified this with my friends 2 days later. Once I've calmed down, once I could see that that was a gift, that was wisdom that I got out of. I clarified this with my friend. We acknowledged what we did here. We love each other. We expressed our love and friendship towards each other. We said that we are really we're important to each other. And we still take our hands and walk this life together. I could have been in my ego. I could have been in my mind and say like, you know what, F it. I don't want to hear from that person anymore. That person made me feel bad. I want just people around me. Now it's time to put my work laptop away because the fan of my laptop is so obnoxious. So we like altering the experience in a way to just feel better and better and better and better, But this is so short term. This is transient. It's just happening, like feeling like, what does it even mean to feel good? It's such an emotional, numb word. It doesn't mean anything to feel good. We cannot even express how we feel. We just say we feel good and think that's it. And that's the whole purpose of being here. And again, it's drama manifests in physical, mental, and emotional effects. And we need to alter the cause in order to make long-lasting change. So if you try to feel better, you are actually being misled by yourself, by whoever you listen to. And of course, it's not either about feeling bad all the time. It's about an authentic movement, meaning that I can get to hold whatever comes into my experience, into my presence. Because you are not your experience. You have an experience as a present being. And you cannot change who you are. And it's not about changing who you are. It's about reconnecting who you are, coming back to who you are. You can't change yourself. And then of course we think, okay, let's change the behavior, let's change the habit. And it brings short-term effects and maybe amazing results. But then we see something else dropping. Then we can actually see that we're sabotaging ourselves at some point again. Because the unconscious is way, 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 way stronger. It will always come back to what is not being worked on the deep down, on the deep level. And this constant urge to feel better results into, superficially cleaning what I see is dirt. But what brings the dirt? What is it? What is the cause? The effect, the dirt? Who cares? What makes it dirty? Then it's also not like doing this for years and years and it's just uncomfortable and it's just like, No. It's about feeling this point of this emotional charge, taking this out and just allowing yourself, being gracious to yourself to feel it through. And it also does not mean to be in a constant depression and just to feel like, oh, I'm so frustrated all the time, I'm so sad all the time. No. It's about knowing I have this experience right now. And that is okay. I don't have to reframe it immediately to say, oh yeah, actually it was good that it happened to me. In the mental body, that's what it's aiming for. To have an end, to have a meaning. But not everything needs to have meaning in order to heal and integrate. If you find yourself that there's drama in your life, in your business, and however you define drama, it's for everyone else. It's something different. Whatever it is, find out if it is not you resisting the emotions that come with an experience. Isn't it just a resistance? Excuse me. I love when I touch upon resistance. I love resistance for a very good reason. Because for us, resistance feels very icky in the body. It feels very icky in our head. We hate it. We feel like this is bad. But once you meet resistance with love and compassion and grace, it opens up to you. It opens up gently. It's not here to hurt you even more. Honor your resistance. The resistance you have in the drama to feel what's there. And the first thing that happens when I work with my clients is to meet the resistance heads on, but not like this, like this. And the reason for that break I had a minute ago was not because I was like desperately looking for what else to say here. Oh my God, what should I say next? I felt tingling, calming, peaceful sensations in my body, touching upon resistance. I had tremendous results by being with my resistance, by being this instead of this. Many years I was like this. Or my mindset word was like this. Thinking I can win against Goliath. And doing this hurt me. If you do this over time, if you do this for a couple of days and weeks in a row without any break, it freaking hurts. It starts to hurt. Your bones, your skin will be altered in that process. When you do this, when you literally do this, and it already starts to feel like uncomfortable. And not in a literal sense with the resistance. It's not like this, like literally. It's in your emotional body that freaking hurts. But if you're like this, that just feels good. That's together. And I know many coaches are teaching is totally different. They are like more, let's face the resistance. Let's, go against the resistance. You shouldn't feel this way. You shouldn't feel that way. Let's reframe that, or you should be over this. And all it causes is actually harming your inner child over and over and over and over and over again. Because as your child, you have been harmed. You have been emotionally harmed. Your authenticity had to go down the drain because it wasn't acceptable the way how you were, and what came up with you when you had to shut down the emotional responses, the reactivity, or that the charge that came, you couldn't bear as a child. That's why we bury it. That's why we create parts in ourselves that actually protecting us from that hurt, from making sure that this emotional charge will not come up again. And the mindset work, in order to feel good, is just a crutch. It is just a freaking crutch. And if I break my leg, for God's sake, hope not. If I break my leg and I don't do anything than just using a crutch, will my bones in my foot ever heal, ever integrate? Will my bone structure be the very same or very similar to what it was before breaking my leg? And just an example. But I wonder what the answer is. I do believe if I'm using just a crutch, that I'm not freaking integrating, that I'm not healing, that I'm not rebuilding the authentic structure of my freaking bone. I don't. And so is your addiction to use mindset work to heal what you think you need to heal, what's not even part of your healing, what's just maybe a fraction. It's so much better to have a crutch, but to also a plaster or this kind of thingy that you use in order to keep the foot still. And maybe it needs surgery. Maybe it needs some cream or some other ointments on it, whatever. I'm not a doctor. I don't know in what ways bones can break and what you do, what is the treatment. But I just wanted to use this analogy to explain to you that mindset work alone, staying emotional impotent, and this emotional impotency is enhanced by mindset work, will get you this far. Don't forget, not like this. So, and if you want to experience what limitless potential in your current present experience feels like, how it feels like to be this with your resistance rather than this, if instead of using the crutches, you really heal and then use the crutches. If you want to learn, if you want to experience that, if you want to have this in your life, send me a DM. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. And I'm not here to convince you. If you feel like that whatever you do helps you, perfect. Perfect. I'm not here to convince. I'm not here to show you anything. I just love healthy discussions. I love to hear where people are, what they think is actually blocking them. And then it's actually an emotional charge being underneath that we just don't want to feel. And I have one spot left for November and December. I'm very mindful who I invite into my work, because it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the woman who just wants a quick fix. It's for a woman who wants to change her life for the good, so that her children, her partner can really integrate with her, and then does not need to be any drastic changes in the circumstances. And I'm working with women who crave self-expression, who crave to be on camera, even though if it's scary, even though it's something that you secretly desire. But this self-expression, and it does not need to be on social media, it doesn't need to be on camera, it can be in whatever way. But if you are done with playing the way how you're playing at the moment, let's talk. Let's freaking talk. Accountability, mentoring, coaching with compassion, grace, and with fierceness, with a touch of fierceness. Is what can get you from here to here. If that resonates, if you're curious, if you have questions, you know where to reach me. And whatever goes on in my world is, so I am delivering a masterclass for free end of November. I'm not saying yet what the topic is, it will be a juicy one. I'll do a challenge as well, an email challenge with a topic where you receive daily for a few days emails with prompts, with exercises, with a video of me, and we move through something together. I'll do the challenge myself, and then in January I will reveal something that is something I've never done before, but something I feel really called to offer. And I'm also drop something in the next couple of weeks that I am super excited, but I can't really reveal what it is. Really good things in my world is coming. And yes, again, if you have any questions, I'm here for you, because I want you to have a life of peace and plenty. I love those, peace and plenty. So let me know, and I cannot wait to talk. Let's have a good conversation. And if we don't have a personal conversation, I'll meet you tomorrow in my next live. Ciao, bellas.